Welcome back to Invest Global. Today we're discussing OccamFi, and this is a continuation in our Launchpad ecosystem map series. We're basically going through all the different blockchains, all the different Launchpad projects that allow you to get in early on IDOs, IEOs, IFOs, basically innovating on what happened in 2017 with the ICO craze. But in this way, we're having a more kind of intuitive way of doing it, right? Like a little bit better. We're learning from the past and improving, iterating, and constantly building. That's really all about what crypto is, what decentralized finance is all about, and OccamFi is very, very interesting. I'll basically be going through the tokenomics, the white paper, the utility, how it differs from things like CardStarter, which we've covered, and I keep forgetting Ventup.io, that's the other one, in the Cardano ecosystem, and then kind of talking about how it differs from all different altcoin projects that are focused on being a launchpad. So let's hop right into it. I think a good way to start it off is actually going here. So we can talk about tokenomics a bit later, but this lays it out really, really well. By the way, all links we talk about will be down below in the description. The actual deck here, so the Occam deck basically describes why DeFi needs to be focused in Cardano now before it's actually launched. Obviously, Cardano, a lot of projects have to kind of launch their MVP, their minimum viable product, on Ethereum, and then slowly transition over to Cardano as it gets a bit more developed. But they laid out really, really nicely here, and I really enjoyed their kind of explanation. So explosive DeFi growth, the future of finance is interoperable, scalable, and decentralized. Post-ETH era is commencing. Limits to Ethereum scalability are most evident now. No, this is true. I'm not going to necessarily knock Ethereum because they do have layer 2 scaling solutions like Polygon, but that's topic for another video. That's just their take on it. Implementation of Cardano's Merry hard fork, basically allowing the creation of a Cardano-based token that has more than 1,400 new tokens created, marking a new era of DApp, decentralized applications, on decentralized finance on Cardano, March 1st. Okay, that's interesting. So that already happened, apparently. Cardano is among the most potent and the only peer-reviewed Layer 1 solutions within the realm of decentralized applications, with one of the largest, strongest, and oldest, most intelligent communities. So I will say that, the Cardano community is massive, especially for, a project that really hasn't even fully released yet. It is valued incredibly high. Some people love it, some people hate it. I like to take my bias, take my emotion out of it and go, hey, let's look at this objectively. I think Cardano has upside. I think Avalanche has upside. I think Polkadot has upside. I like all the different blockchain ecosystems, especially when you contrast everything as a whole against the current legacy centralized financial system. There's so much more room for growth. So when people speculate, is this a bull run? Is this a bear market? To me, I'm long-term minded on crypto, on blockchain in general, because there's so many amazing things that are being built here. And, this kind of tribalism is not a good thing in my opinion at all. Let me know in the comments what you think about this topic. I just think kind of the religious aspect, people get so religious. I remember I made a video just my thoughts on Litecoin when I was back in Istanbul, Turkey. And people got so angry, just angry. And I was just saying, these are my thoughts on it. These are just my opinions. And I think that the sign of an educated mind is basically being able to hold an idea in your head without fully accepting it. So the beautiful thing about YouTube, about kind of the digitization or the democratization of information is it's free flow of ideas, right? It doesn't matter whether you agree with me or not, or whether you agree with whoever or not. What matters is we all can say these things, and it doesn't matter if I completely disagree with what you're saying. I will fight like hell to make sure you're able to say it, right? I want you to be able to say what you think about whatever blockchain project it is. So that's why I think the tribalism needs to go away. But I think this is kind of the early stage of the crypto market, where we still have some of these things. I think as it's developed, 10 years from now in 2031. I think that we will be in a much different landscape. So, hey, if you're watching it now, if this video in 2021 and not in 2031, you're ahead of the curve. Just remember that. Okay, so the DeFi landscape on Cardano, you can see Ethereum versus Binance versus Polkadot. Cardano, yeah, so these are kind of the current top players in the market. It lays it out there in a nice little graph. Layer 1 solutions. Okay, so there's not much more here that I would like to cover, but what I do want to say is, how about this? We hop on here and I show you their Twitter, because this is something where, as much as I'm not the biggest fan of social media in general, I think to stay up to date with an altcoin project or a blockchain project, whatever it is, you got to follow them on Twitter. Whether or not you like Twitter, that's a conversation for another day. Hopefully, again, in 2031, right, we have a kind of a different version of Twitter that's much more focused on, I think, intelligent conversations versus just short form, just clickbaity type stuff. I'm never the fan of that. That's why I make long videos on YouTube, and I personally don't use Instagram. I don't use Facebook. I don't really use any social media sites personally, but what I do is I really invest in emerging markets, right? So I invest in commodities, I invest in real estate, I invest in people, I invest in blockchain projects, and I think one of the problems that I see is people's attention. The actual time that they could be using building great things that improve the world is sucked up by social media, by Twitter, by Instagram, by Facebook, and I understand it because these things are optimized to capture your attention. They're optimized. They have teams of neurologists that specifically build these things so you become more addicted to them, right? So you have to use it as a tool and not as kind of a crutch, right? So I like to use it as a tool. That being said, go follow at OccamFi, use it as a tool, use it to follow great other accounts like at investglobal_IO, our Twitter account. So pretty awesome over there. But just a really overview of their website, and then I'll go into what I see different and what I actually love about OccamFi is their kind of tailored approach. This is what I've been saying throughout this Launchpad series, and this is why I'm so excited about doing this series, is because you're able to see all the different options on the marketplace and see how different people do things, right? So is it a lottery? Is it a guaranteed allocation? How are these things different? Well, what's the minimum allocation necessary? What is it going to cost me to get into that minimum? And here it's a very interesting opportunity. So Occam's Razor is the first complete Launchpad solution on the Cardano ecosystem, accommodating a vast range of fundraising profiles. Occam's Razor will be the key that unlocks the Cardano's ecosystem's liquidity. So pretty awesome here. You can see some of their projects, Card Wallet, Legedy, and Theos. Media, you can see that, Cointelegraph announcements, and OccamFi's Medium blog, which, by the way, check out their Medium. I'm not going to talk about that too much in this series, but if there's an individual project you want me to see cover that is going to be launched on the OccamFi Launchpad, let me know in the comments down below. So they basically, we'll just read over this quick, and then we'll move on to their token and more of like the actual like ecosystem here on their razor.occam.fi. Make sure you're on the official one, by the way, because there's so many scammers in the space. Make sure you're clicking the official links. One way to do this is just use our links down below, or use the CoinGecko links or CoinMarketCap links, whatever you want. And by the way, not sponsored. I will tell you if I'm sponsored in a video. The links are not like referral links or anything like that. I just want to make sure you guys are getting the official links. That's the most important thing to me. So about OccamFi. OccamFi is a suite of DeFi solutions tailored for Cardano, designed to deliver market-leading Launchpad capabilities, decentralized exchange tools, and liquidity pools. OccamFi is the first most significant addition on Cardano's rapidly expanding DeFi landscape. The first component of OccamFi's ecosystem is its decentralized funding platform or Launchpad called Occam's Razor. Through this Launchpad, the next generation of disruptive Cardano applications can undertake significant capital raises through Occam's Razor's IDO capabilities. Interesting. Okay, so let's do this, and then we'll talk about tokenomics with the token to kind of wrap up the video. What I love about OccamFi right here, Occam's Razor, is their tailored approach. So many other projects on their website that we've covered in this series. If you followed through this series, I'll go big screen here because I'm about to rant a little bit. Basically, what they have is one individual landscape for all projects launched on it. So they have, for example, Card Starter on the Cardano ecosystem. They have their, it's like singles, deuces, and maybe triples, and then you're going down to face cards. And basically with this, it's like a lottery allocation. So I think the minimum is like 100 cards tokens, if I remember correctly. Then it goes to 500, then it goes to 1,000. We just did a video on it. That's why I click that link down below for the playlist on this series. But basically they had it there. So you're basically not able to have different allocations per the different projects. And I think it's better to have a tailored approach. And I think, honestly, this will win out in the end. Obviously, Launchpads are a very new thing in the crypto ecosystem, but a lot of them just follow what TrustSwap, follow what Polka Starter did, followed what a Binance Smart Chain Pad did, followed what DuckDime did, and had this kind of lottery approach where it's kind of a blanket statement on all of them. So it doesn't matter the actual IDO. What matters to them is just, okay, any projects launching in this ecosystem, it's all going to have the same allocation. Now, this is different with OccamFi. Basically, they have the max allocation in the tier system here. So quite interesting with the, it's different for each of them. And that's what I absolutely love about this, that you can have this tier system that is kind of custom tailored for each individual project, which is the way I think it should be. You can see, and I love their user interface here. So the actual token ticker here, the start date, the fixed price, the total targets, like where they're aiming at. You obviously have to connect your Web3 wallet to do other things, but the tier system here. So this is just an example, right? So this is just for Lagon. The starting out is 150 OCC. So that is a very, very small allocation. So think about it. Like if you got into Occam when it was closer to, obviously now it's like $10. So you're looking at around what, like $1,500, which is tiny in compared to a lot of these other things. But if you got into it kind of at these lows, which you could potentially wait for another chance to, the all-time low is $3.63. So what is it? Let me run that again. What, like, let's say another one, right? So this one's 150 is the required stake and the max allocation participation chance. So it is a lottery in that way. So it's 5 to 20%. With Mont Blanc, with Elbrus, it's 10 to 30%. Fuji, 20 to 40%, and obviously it goes up along the way. But again, the main thing here is it's such a small amount. The required stake is tiny, and it's changing based on all the different projects. So basically what they can do is they can take data from different launches and go, okay, hey, we want more new people to come into the space that maybe don't have this, $10,000 in OCC, so $100,000 in just the OCC token, which is a bit risky for some people, especially if you don't have a massive net worth because the market cap is so small, right? $35 million. So I think for some of these projects to kind of bootstrap and really get out there and be in the masses, something that OccamFi is in the position to do is to kind of go, hey, we can take the data from all these past launches and go, if we want to, we can move kind of the minimum requirement down to, let's say, 50 Occam, right? So that would be very interesting because then it's just $500 at the current prices. Obviously, the price is very, very volatile, but at those kind of that high level that we were at, which I think we definitely will return to. I mean, this is a quality project. I'm right around that $15 mark. We're kind of averaged out right now, but I do like OccamFi fundamentally. So let me know in the comments again what you think about this. The whole point is that they can essentially tailor it to whatever Launchpad it is. You can see these are all the ones coming up. Again, I'll have this link down below in the description. So just talking about tokenomics really, really quick. Occam's ecosystem is powered by the OCC token that enables a number of unique mechanics and potent flows to monetizable utility in its holders, and most importantly, powers the Occam's governance layer. I get too excited sometimes and I read it too fast. We will elaborate on each of the dimensions below. So yeah, I'm not going to go into the super details here, but you can basically see what's going on here. And kind of research the tokenomics yourself. Otherwise, we can just look at kind of the current stats. So around 9,000 people like this. I like to look at that always for sentimental analysis. Rank 476 here, just kind of sideways on the daily time frame, right around $9.66. Market cap 35 million, 24-hour low to high, hasn't really moved that much. Trading volume is actually quite nice for the market cap that it's at. Sometimes you see projects with a market cap of like 40 million and their trading volume's below $1 million. To me, that's a bit like worrisome, but when the trading volume's high, that's when I'm interested in a project because they're active, right? So it's an active ecosystem. It's not like a dead ecosystem. So $4 million traded daily. That's pretty awesome. That's basically all for this video. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions on OccamFi, what you think about all of the different Cardano ecosystem projects, for Launchpads always. But if I had to rank them, I would say, to be quite honest, OccamFi number 1, CardStarter number 2, and VentUp number 3. Just because, honestly, VentUp, I don't think they're as robust as these other ones. I honestly don't know why you would choose VentUp over these other ones. Like, yes, they have a decentralized exchange, but you can just use any decentralized exchange. So, and yeah, I don't know. I'm very curious what you guys think about this. That's all for this video. Again, if you enjoyed it, like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and click all because it's time-sensitive content. Make sure to join the Telegram group, link down below in the description to kind of continue the conversation on Launchpads in general. That's all for this one. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, button all, invest global, and until next time.